Sabine Durden-Coulter's son Dominic was killed in an accident involving a driver who was in the country illegally. She joins me now with her response to Democrats about open borders. Sabine, thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Good morning, Jillian.
Good morning. What do you wish you heard this week?
I wanted to hear that they place Americans first. AOC talked about people living in the United States. She didn't say Americans. They were aiding and abetting. They had illegals there, claiming that, because she's disabled, she deserves health care. The mom couldn't speak English, had to be translated. That's aiding and abetting, and that's what Biden and the Democrats are doing. They want to flood our country with illegals and non-citizens, and us Americans who paid into the system. We're supposed to pay for that. And that's wrong. It can't happen, and it won't happen.
For those who are watching who don't know, tell us what happened to your son, Dominic.
Dominic was my only child, was 30 years old, in the prime of his life, the love of my life, just having fun, having just a fantastic life, working for the Riverside Sheriff's Department as a 911 dispatcher. And on July 12, 2012, in California, he was on his way to work on his motorcycle when an illegal alien from Guatemala with 2 felonies, 2 DUIs, turned his unregistered, unlicensed, uninsured truck right in front of Dominic, hit him head on, and killed him instantly. Cut a deal with the DA who knew him, and the judge received a misdemeanor without gross negligence, received 9 months, 5-year sentence, and served 35 days.
Wow. So everything you've experienced and you've been through, and your outlook on life and your perspective, what does it say to you that you didn't hear much about this week? What does that lack of messaging mean?
Well, it shows me, and it should tell everybody else, that the Democrats are actually working for illegals and fighting for illegals, and they don't even hide it anymore. They're showing it blatantly. They are telling us that that is more important to them. And every American needs to wake up, because what happened to myself and thousands of other Americans who suffered the same tragedy like myself, they need to wake up, because we are a country about law and order. And it seems like the Democrats want to control our lives and have us depend on them, while President Trump wants us to control our own lives and help us live the best life ever while being safe, while enforcing laws, while supporting police, law enforcement, border patrol.
That's what I was
People
going to
need
say.
To wake up.
Is, speaking of law and order and speaking of what the president has to say about it, let's go ahead and take a listen to President Trump on the topic of defunding the police.
They see Portland and you see New York with a 358% increase in crime. You see what's going on in Chicago. They don't want to talk about police because it's a losing subject for them. They want to defund the police, and they want to abolish police.
What do you make of what's going on right now with, where the president stands on this and what we've heard so far, which isn't terribly much from Democrats on this?
Well, the Democrats during the whole DNC, there was no talk about calling for peace, calling for these rioters and looters to stop hurting people, killing people. They didn't even mention it because they want this chaos. They believe, that's what I think, they believe that this chaos in the Democratic-run cities where they're in charge will reflect badly on our president and hurt him in the election. And it won't, because people in those cities, the elderly, they can't even step outside. They get pushed, they get hurt. Children playing get killed. We know we cannot call a social worker when the bullets are flying outside. So we need law and order. We need to appreciate them and stand with them. And like I said, wake up on November 3rd and vote President Trump, who will he will bring order back.
Sabine Durden-Coulter.
We can't go on like this. This is insanity on steroids.
As always, we thank you for joining us. We know it's not easy to share your son's story, but it's an important message. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me,
Of
Jillian.
course.